what we want to do now is actually making a little bit trick, so we can, instead of we need to press on a button to make the post back, then we will actually be able to make a post back when we click at the element. And of course, it might be better having single selection in that case, because it might be a little bit more complex if you have multiple select, and every time you click, then you make a post back. So it will be better if it was a single selection box instead of this one, but that doesn't matter. So the first one I just want to do, because I might give you a trick to see which actually, if we have more than one list box, which one I actually have pressed on. And that could also be a trick for other stuff. If you don't have a submit button, but you want a picture, and you want, when you click on it, you want an event to happen on the server side. So it will be the same. So just make it, and I probably should make it button. So it's still English. So now I've got one bottom here, and then I would actually also like to have a hidden field, because I could have a hidden field instead that also give me something back with another value. So this might be, the name could be select, and the value could actually be select bottom. Because the name is the one that is posted back, and this is actually the value that we connect with the name. So I'll make an input field, a type of hidden, and then I'll still call it select, but the value might be different. Just select. So the first thing is that now I need to do a little bit JavaScript. So I need to put in an event, and if you can see, there's still the possibility of putting in attributes in the HTML generated. And in this case, I will make a new, just writing new, and then I put in the key value pair. That should be extra options, like we got this option here. This is an option on the div tag. So now this will be an option on the select box. And for the first one, I will say, I need an on-click. So there is something on-click. It should be spelled correctly, so it's just on-click, like this. So this is an element, and let's see the next thing. I can't remember it. That should be okay. And then equal. And then I put in. It's complaining a bit. So it should not. Well, now it's not complaining anymore. It takes a little time. It's an anonymous class, and it takes a little bit time before it actually figures out what it is. So in this case, I put in small JavaScript, one line of code. I got the document. If you remember, the document is the main element, and in the document, all the forms are actually a collection class. So I can take the forms So it is named forms with small letters as far as you remember. So just have a look. Forms. So it's a collection class, and I only have one form. If I put it on an ID on it, I could select it from the ID, but I know there's only one form, so it's actually a collection class. So so I just take the index 0. That will be my form. I don't care what the name, don't care about the ID. And then I will make, in the first place here, a submit. So this is a method. So it's JavaScript. So it's actually doing JavaScript. It takes the form and call the submit methods, just like the bottom did. So let's try and see if it's working. That will be the first part. So now if we press this one, we should actually generate a submit, if I've been writing it correctly.
I think it did.
But we didn't saw it, of course.
Reloading.
So we need to maybe just have the controller and the post back. This might be the post back, so we need to break it to see it happen, else we cannot see it, because it will generate the same again. So let's see. To do it again, try to reload it. It's okay. So yeah, probably better just start it up again. So we have it from scratch. So is this the correct one? Yes. So we press here. You can see now we actually are doing submit without having a button. The problem is that we could actually now get the bottom, so we could see if there is a bottom. But we might have some idea if we select one of the value. We might also pass an extra information, maybe what's going on. So so the simple thing is that we can do that if we just pass an extra element. So we go and have a look for it. The list box, this might be the one. Then you can see here we got the selection here, and as there is no bottom, we can see we still send in information here because there was this hidden field. So we got this hidden field that we actually are sending to it. So let's try to put something in the hidden field that's different. So it's you saw the name here was the same for it called select, and when we press the bottom, then it was this one. If we don't press the bottom, then it has still the same name. So in this case, it was this value that was sent. Or else we can actually maybe have the risk that we are sending two information, because actually the bottom could be sent if we press the bottom as well. So we both have the bottom and the other one. But we can actually change that. So instead of just having the on click and then do this, then we might do a little bit more here before we do this. So if we take the document and then we will have one method called get element, if I can spell element by ID. Now you see we need an ID, so we actually need, yes, by ID. We need an ID for this one if we should have it. So we need just to put in an ID. And we can call it my hidden. Now it's going a little bit quick with the names, but so what I can do is now I could take my hidden, it should be like this one. Oh, this one. So I take this one and then I put it in single quotes because I got the double quotes here, so now I don't have problem. So I get this one, and this is actually this field. So now I just change the value, and it's called, is a value with small or big? It's small, so it's just called value, and then I put it to something, my choice, and again single quotes. So I changed the content of this field to something else depending on what I'm doing. So when I click on a field, I have as a hidden field, and when I click on a field, I just change the content of this field and then make a submit. Then I can see what's actually what I was clicking on, and in this case it is a selection. So now I can see I'll have more information back. So try again. This is not really heavy. One, it's, you can nearly say it's a kind of template. Make a hidden field, change the content of a hidden field. If you do something, event, that could also, if you have the mouse over and you want something to happen, just change the content of a hidden field, make a submit to the server, take a look at the hidden field, what's going on, and then you can act like this. So now we have this one, and if we are going, of course we can see the select is done because it was selected, but we need to see what's passed to it. So this is the one, and you can see here now we can see it's my choice. So now we can actually have this back. So if I hit the bottom, I will send one information back, and if I hit the select, I will send another information back. Because they have the same name, only one of them are sent. So let's try to figure out which of them I've done. So we go back, stop this, and go to the controller. So now I have the select from this one, and then I also got a string, another string, and the name should be exactly the same like the bottom. So in this case it was select. So we got this one back. So we can see that we can actually see what's passed to it. And of course now we got an error. So this could be done. So, and now you can see this is passed. So every element in this, I still keep the symbol. I didn't make an object, a model to pass the information back, but I keep it here as a simple one, and you can see now you actually can pass information back. If you click on something, change one of the value of the field, and then just make a submit to the server, then you can actually see what you have clicked on. If you click on the submit button, it will pass another way. So we continue here, and we do the same with the bottom. We'll see here now it's the bottom that's passed. So we can differ now if we have a bottom and or we click in the list box. So if we we'll do something like the currency converter. Maybe we'll make a calculation every time you click on it, but you will not saying buy. So you have a button for buying where you actually are buying the stuff, but you have selection every time to make the conversion. Then you can actually differ if it's the bottom you click on and buy the stuff immediately, or you just want to update the form because you have selected another item. So it's still really simple, basic stuff. You probably can read this, get element by ID. Probably not really difficult to read that you got this field. You find it by the ID. So if you have the ID, and then you change one of the property. And then it's actually two statements in JavaScript. And so the other one is find the form. You only have one, so you can make an index of the first one, and then you call the submit on that one. That will be the same as if you have a bottom where you make the submit. So this might be some really simple stuff to make a little bit more, what you can say, easy way to make a post back, because you can do it from a selection of a list box. You can also have other items that you can do the same. And if you don't want it to be on a click, then you would probably also see that you could do it when you are going from one field and going out of focus for that field. If you are pressing, if you have a mouse over function, then you can do the same. You could actually make a post if you have the mouse over. It's not much JavaScript. Normally you will do a lot of more, so maybe you will fill up a list box just when you have the mouse over and not before. But this is actually basic stuff that should be really simple to do. Yeah.
What is it called on the radio button? The event. It's not on click.
I can't remember. We can have a look at that. Yes. I think I will just close the video.